Welcome back, Truth Seeker. It is the day we call Halloween. If we're in Latin America, they'd call it the Day of the Dead. If you know history, it's Reformation Day. Yes, October 31st, when Martin Luther pinned the 95 Theses to Castle Church, saying, "Down with the Catholic Church." Again, that was the beginning of the Protestant Reformation. And this headline emerged yesterday, but it's really making the rounds today. Of course, I always teach about 35 Thursday. We're going to get into how this seems to factor in with Martin Luther in history. But, of course, on Thursday, it's always 35 in the news, in the sports. We talked about the LaMelo Ball, $35,000 fine yesterday. Lamar Jackson improved the Ravens to 3-5 on the year as he got his 35th regular season road win. Again, it's the same stuff week after week. In Gematria, Thursday equals 35. In this case, so does the word rap. And look at what the headline was yesterday. No rap songs in the Billboard Top 40 for the first time in 35 years. And what song fell out of the top 40 to make it happen? Again, this was yesterday's news, but it's viral today. Kendrick Lamar and SZA's Luther is what fell out of the top 40 to set this record. Now, again, in Gematria, remember that Catholic equals 35, so does Holy See, so does Jesuitism. And keep in mind, that day that a lot of people, it's their favorite day of the year, Christmas, 12/25. That's all because of the Catholic Church and their history of Sol Invictus, and then eventually celebrating not only the Son's birthday on that day, but the Son of God's birthday on that day. 1,225 has a square root of 35 for the record, and the Roman name for Jesus, Jesus, also equals 35. But anyway, Luther was the song that fell out to make this happen, as in Martin Luther, the Protestant Reformation leader. And by the way, just for a little Gematria lesson, if you spell out Halloween, it equals 95, like Martin Luther pinned the 95 Theses on October 31st. I mean, it really is so redundant. And R.I.P. to Martin Luther King Jr., who assumed the name Martin Luther after the Protestant Reformation leader, only to be assassinated on the 95th day of the year in 68. And funny enough, Castle Church equals 68, like where the 95 Theses was pinned in history. But yeah, what a ritual. And I mean, you can't tell me this Luther part is an accident. It should just remind you who runs the show and who's always reminding us of history. And in case somehow you missed the LaMelo Ball thing, it's right here. LaMelo Ball, $35,000 fine on Thursday. And just in case you want to see it with your own eyes, QB win-loss record, we want to pull up the football database website. It should come up right here. All right, we're going to go to regular season. Oh, wait, we don't want... What is with just 2025? Come on. Oh, this is so much easier to do on the computer. Snap. Hold on. Here we go. I got this. Regular season... Oh, God, it's still on 2025, not for their career. Okay, sometimes the cell phone can be annoying. It's so much easier to do things on a computer. Anyway, just take my word for it. The Ravens definitely got to 3-5 yesterday, and Lamar Jackson definitely got his 35th regular season road win of his career. But for some reason on the cell phone, we can only see 2025. Anyway, it's what we've always taught about. 35 Thursday. And my sweet girl right now, she's getting her first sweet treat, and she's coughing. She's saying, "Oh my goodness, that was just too much." So, and remember this whole Snap thing, you guys. Just a reminder: Snap program's 61 years old. Today leaves 61 days left in the year, and today's 61 days after August 31st, the day that Snap was created, August 31st, 1964. Washington, D.C. has that 61 Gematria. And don't forget, in sacred geometry, 61 represents God. That's why Jesus, cross, church, Christian, Christmas all equals 61. in this little Gematria code. Anyway, we'll leave it there for now. Have a good one. And until next time, True Seeker.